Hello and welcome back to another edition of Chill with Kaiju Kim. I'm Kaiju Kim. Hope you're all doing well on this lovely afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. We've had people on this show who have huge collections of Godzilla and Kaiju goodness, and some of them have items that are very hard to come by. And our guest tonight is one such person. He's not only accumulated tons of figures and toys, but he has built his entire channel around his massive collection. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. Please welcome Monster Island Buddies.
Hey, hey. Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, looking fabulous. At least I hope so.
So am I. It's too bad you can't see how great I look right now.
I know we're missing out on your beauty right now, so, but
Sure.
it's
Next time.
alrighty. Let's see who we have in the chat tonight. We got Acno Goji. Hello, maybe. Man, I really want to join, just chill with Kaiju Kim one day. All right, maybe Acno, hit me up. We'll see. We'll see
So
if I can
now
get
I
you
know
on
that
here.
guy.
All right, we got Doomzilla. What's going on? Thanks for
Hey.
stopping by. Valerie, hey Valerie, what's going on? And we got Matt, Edmund, what's going on? And Davis, Titan Goji, what's going
Yeah.
on? Hello, hello. Thank you everyone for stopping by tonight. All right, MIB, you've seen the
Yes.
show before, have you?
Yes.
You know how this works. You know, I like to kick off the conversation by asking my guests 3 questions.
Okay.
All right. How did you get into Godzilla?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite Godzilla movie? And
Okay.
what is your favorite non-Godzilla kaiju movie?
Okay. I'm gonna have to do the short versions of all of this.
And you can go as long as you want. We got time.
I've been into Godzilla for since I was like single digit age. My first exposure to Godzilla was either Godzilla versus Megalon on a cheap ass tape that my mom bought, or his unofficial appearance in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. It was one of those two. But I've just been like totally fascinated with them ever since. My favorite Godzilla movie is this is such a boring answer, but it's the first one. It's the original, just because it's not just a great Godzilla movie, like it's a great movie. Like I consider it cinematically a masterpiece.
It really is,
Yeah.
though. I don't consider that a boring answer. I consider that a fantastic answer. We've
Okay.
had other people on the show who have given that as an answer.
Yeah. Like if you took that out, it like totally depends on what mood I'm in. Because I was raised on the Showa era, watching reruns and marathons on TV of that. So I really have a soft spot for the Showa stuff. But sometimes I'm feeling ludicrous and I pop in Final Wars. Sometimes I'm feeling a little more laser pew pew pew, and I pop in something from Heisei.
Yeah, there's a time and place for that. Sometimes you gotta have some silly goofiness every once in a while. It can't all just be a cinematic masterpiece all the time. Sometimes you gotta have some goofiness.
Exactly. It's like Godzilla's like the Beatles. There's something for every mood you're in.
Exactly. I think that's why we love him so much.
It is. It is. And then my favorite kaiju movie that's not Godzilla. Do they even make kaiju movies that are not Godzilla?
Apparently they do. I've heard rumors.
I do love the Heisei Gamera trilogy, but admittedly I'm like way overdue to rewatch them. Um I like the live action Attack on Titans. I'm gonna say that because I know who's watching right now. Uh,
Davis is happy, I'm sure.
yeah, for sure. Um, I really, you know what? Um, I really like Monsters. That's one I've watched a bunch, and I'd love to watch again sometime soon. That one really hit me the first time I saw it. Like something about it really resonated with me, and it's just maybe it's like the realistic vibe it's got, but I really enjoy that one.
Awesome, awesome. Good
Yeah,
answer.
here we go. All three in under 10 minutes.
Very good. That should be an official quote. Godzilla is like the Beatles. There's something for everyone. You know, I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt and sell it as merch.
Am I the first to compare Godzilla to the Beatles on this show?
Apparently, you are. I think
Awesome.
so. Alrighty. So let's jump right into the interview, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what got you hooked on collecting?
Oh, you know what? Like, I loved to get a Godzilla toy here and there, but honestly, I didn't go like full blown collector mode until the channel, until Monster Island Buddies itself. Um, I had a handful of toys, and that's what started the channel, and then people kind of started requesting other monsters to appear on the show, and I also had a hunger to make other monsters appear on the show, so that's how the soft vinyl ball started rolling. Um, because like in those early seasons when you only saw 5 monsters, it was because that's all I had. um,
Okay.
so it's I blame the viewers. It's your guys' fault.
It's always the viewer's fault. But, you
Yeah,
know,
for
they're
sure.
making their demands, and I can't.
And then yeah, no, it was totally the channel. I mean, I love toy collecting this whole time. Um, but Godzilla toy collecting is just like as I research videos for each channel, like I'm not an encyclopedic Godzilla expert by any means. Like when I'm learning for the videos I make, like it's new information for me too most of the time. And so like that will spark these rabbit holes I fall down, and then I go, oh, what's this over here? Oh, they made this in Japan. Oh, that's cool. And then occasionally it's, oh boy, I'd love to have that on a shelf. and it's just kind of spiraled over the years. You know, like something like Godzilla, and just the moment I saw it, I fell in love with it and wanted all the Godzilla merch I could find. And that's like simultaneously learning about it. Oh, they made this. Oh, look at that. I gotta buy that too. And luckily most of it was dirt cheap and stuff nobody else wanted, so I was able to scoop it up. But yeah, it's about kind of like riding the channel and like learning as I go, and just kind of falling into these different rabbit holes, and now here I am,
And
a
here you are.
borderline hoarder.
Yeah, you have a lot of like awesome stuff that I've never seen before. Like, where do you find all of this cool stuff? Do you have like a guy?
No,
Like,
I'm not a guy.
like, you got any more like Godzillas?
What really opened the doors was just researching like Japanese merchandise, because you know, I'm in America. I'm aware, like I have some memory of what came out in America over the years. Like the Shogun Warrior Godzilla and the Trendmasters toys in the 90s. Like I remember seeing those in store shelves, in like KB Toys when I was young. But I find it fun to go back and
I miss
like
KB toys too.
see, yeah, see what I missed. See what came out in the 90s in Japan instead of over here. And so once I learned like of all these Japanese sites, like once I learned Yahoo Auctions Japan is a thing, and Amazon Japan, and like Mercari, if that's how you pronounce it. Like once I learned those are all things, that like really opened the floodgates. And then once I learned that you could use proxy sites and services to buy from those things, from those stores in Japan. I'm trying like not to sound like I'm shilling for my sponsor, because buyE.jp is a proxy that happens to be my sponsor. But I've also used other sponsors, especially before they became. I mean, I've also used other proxies before they became my sponsor. There's other ones like Japamart's a good one too that I've used many times, and that just opened the floodgates. That was like I was a kid in a candy store.
I might need to get in on that because I mean, I keep telling myself that I need to, stop collecting. I mean, compared to your collection, my collection's not that huge, but like
Oh,
for
it's
my,
looking good.
yeah, thanks. But for my tiny apartment, maybe
Hey,
maybe I
listen,
should
you run out of
bring
shelf
it down a
space
notch.
fast. Like shelf space goes fast with Godzilla
It
stuff because of his
really
freaking tails.
does.
But yeah, like you've been to G Fest, so you know the feeling of when you walk into the vendor room and you see like all the stuff for sale and like stuff you don't see in any store you visit. And
Yeah, I was like, I want this. I didn't have this, and this looks cool, and that looks cool, and I just want to. And then like, oh, where did my money go?
yeah, exactly. So when you use a proxy site and buy from Japan, it's like that every day, for better or for worse.
Oh,
Like every
oh,
day becomes cheaper.
we would be out on the street if I got on one of those sites. Oh my goodness, maybe it's better that I just stay away from that so I don't end up homeless. Good lord.
Yeah, for sure. But also, I mean, yeah, a lot of these well, all these proxy services will have fees for using them. They're not free. But at the same time, even with fees, a lot of the times it will still come cheaper than like markups that American vendors and sellers will ask for. Uh, so like you just gotta shop around, be patient, be price savvy, and because my collection, like, yeah, there's some real cool showstoppers in there that did cost me a lot, but you'd be surprised how little a lot of the stuff in there cost also. Like, again, with the Godzilla and stuff and all, like, these stationery and pins and pens and, like, and buttons, like, that costs, like, dollars to get, because it's things like they list it low in Japan and nobody else is really looking for it, or was at the time. And I like that stuff. I like the stupid little oddity things that, like, nobody's going nuts about. Just, oh, a Godzilla bar of soap that came out in 1987? Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
please. Might want to get something that you'd actually shower with, though, because I don't know if I don't want to use that.
Yeah, for sure.
So with these proxy sites, though, are you able to like avoid like what's it called? Those scalpers?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting like it's definitely the landscape's definitely changing over the years, and I'm only contributing to this because I go on like before almost all my videos and tell people to use these proxy sites. So as more people in the States and other countries are picking up on them, auctions in general are starting to become a little more competitive, although I can still get some good stuff that slips under the radar. But yes, I think you can definitely, especially with like premium soft vinyls and stuff, I definitely think you can circumvent um, scalpers or resellers that just ask way too high a price.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like they just like fill their cart at Target or Walmart or wherever they're selling them, and then just like the stuff that's meant for kids, first of all, okay, and they're just
Hey,
taking
let me started.
it. It's mine. And then
Yeah,
there's just like, who, what, why are you?
yeah, like people that do that offend me.
They offend everybody. That's not
They
a
really
garbage
do.
human being.
They really do, because first and foremost, especially if we're talking about like Walmart and Target, and we're talking about stuff put out by Playmate, like, yeah, I want kids to have that stuff first, even like before me, before anybody else. And just the idea that somebody could load up a cart and then just jump to eBay and mark it up 300%, like, it's just sickening. It makes me hate the whole thing.
Yeah. It's one of the downsides of collecting is garbage people. That's the downside of anything of being a human being, dealing with other human beings. Really.
This conversation's about to get a lot more broader.
All right, but we like to keep things positive here on
Sure.
Chill with Kaiju Kim, so let's move on. All right, so what was an item that you sought out that was like really hard to come by, but you were finally able to get your hands on it?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's probably some of the unreleased prototype toys I have from Trendmasters. I've got some. It's called Doom Island. It's a toy line from like it was released. It was supposed to be released in America, but at the last second it got canceled, and they just sat in a warehouse in Taiwan for decades until some people, I guess, found the warehouse and started selling them on eBay, or they started getting traded and making it into conventions. Um, and then there was the Godzilla the series line that was just canceled entirely, but prototypes leaked out into the world. A lot of them by like former Trendmasters employees, and they started getting traded around. And I've I got a good handful of those, and especially this. I showed it on my show once. This Cyber Godzilla toy, who was a character from the Godzilla the series Saturday morning cartoon. Um, I've seen pictures of that online, and that was one I just like brushed off. Like I will never own that. I will never have that. That is so cool, but I will never hold one. And then maybe like 4 years later, I've got one, and it still feels like surreal. And that kind of segues into like it's not just proxy servers, it's also if you want to be like a serious collector, it's also talking to other collectors, joining collector networks and groups. So there's a lot of good ones on Facebook. um this one I happen to acquire through the Trendmasters prototype toy and collector group on Facebook, where there's just people like me that are really interested in this specific little pocket of collecting and helping each other out, finding them and trading them. And there's this fella in Canada. His name is Jonathan. He's a good guy, and he's got like the Trendmasters prototype collection. And he just started kind of selling some pieces off, and I was just at the right place at the right time, and I was able to nab it. And a lot of it is that. A lot of it is patience. A lot of it is timing. And a lot of it is just meeting the right people and being nice and, being in the community. And that's the part I
Well,
like about it. Like, I always love when something creates community. So that's like the fulfilling part for me.
that's awesome. So if I meet you and I'm nice to you, you can give me some of your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you might have to wait like 25, 30 years.
I will wait for as long as it takes.
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible. Like if acquiring this prototype Cyber Godzilla for me has just proven that like absolutely anything is possible. I've got some bonker stuff. Like I've showed this giant cabinet I have of the Godzilla Wars Junior game by Namco that came out in the 1990s, and like that I got dirt cheap because some arcade was just offloading their stuff and they just wanted to like get it out. Like they just wanted to get rid of it. And but it was in another state, so I had to use this like shipping service. Like the shipping cost more than the
Oh
cabinet.
my goodness.
But like that's a good example of like people see that and they're like, oh, that must have cost an arm and a leg. And it's like, no, not really. I mean, it wasn't cheap,
I mean,
especially with the shipping. But
the,
it
the
was,
shipping cost an arm and a leg.
yeah, it did. But it was in reach. Like it wasn't this impossible thing. Again, it was just timing and just you got to be patient. You gotta, if you're me, you check things that you're looking for like daily, almost obsessively. But you can get very like surprising how lucky you can get if you're persistent and kind and you know where to look.
Indeed. Comment from Doomzilla. Ah, the prototype Godzilla Doom Island line. Mad respect for you to get the extremely rare Destroyer.
Yeah, that was the first one I got. That was my first Trendmasters prototype toy I ever got, and that was an eBay purchase. Um, I was telling Kim right before we went live, I'm in the process of moving, so all these things are packed right now. Otherwise, I'd turn a cam on and at least show a few things. But like, all I have behind me is these depressing empty shelves. And when my toys are packed, I feel like my power source is gone.
Your source of power.
Like I have no energy. I'm just depressed. I'm like, nah.
Oh no. We got you got to get your power source back, man. We're like
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait to set up the new displays and then share them with everyone. That's like my favorite part. I'm a big, there's people that love to collect and preserve, and I respect that. But I'm a collect and display person. I need to open things up and play with them. I need to hold them. I need to pose them. Like that's what I'm it for.
All right. Doomzilla asks eBay. I dare to ask how much.
Not cheap. That one, I've gotten produce for cheaper than that one. That one was a few hundred, unfortunately. But it's painted, and it as like all the spring functions are working, like it fires its horn. You know, like in the movie. With the still fired its horn at Godzilla. So at the time, like I considered that like a good purchase because it was like it's like a virtually finished prototype toy.
Mm-hmm. Your audio is kind of going in and out there.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Am I getting too animated and like moving away from the mic too much? I do that sometimes.
Possibly, but then that's okay. That means you're having a good time. That's why we're here.
Is this better right now?
Yeah, it's better right now.
Okay, I'll keep my mouth like
yeah, just sit perfectly still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I do talk with like my entire body. So
like when you get excited about talking about Godzilla, I completely understand.
I turned into Kermit the Frog introducing the Muppet Show.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, are there any items that you have your heart set on buying now or whenever you move to your new place?
Yeah, I do. But they're like such weird knickknacks and things. Like they're very unassuming stuff. Like there's this line of there's like this 1984 line of some Godzilla characters that are like small and fuzzy. They're almost like calico critters, if you know what those are. But Godzilla. They're like there's little flocked toys, and I have a whole bunch of them, but there's a few I don't have. And like it's making me insane that they're not coming up anywhere I look. But besides that, right now I'm really hunting for a lot of the more obscure manga. Especially manga that was like published in TV Magazine or Comic Bonbon in Japan in the 90s and then never serialized or put in a paperback or anything like that. And I'm obsessed with like getting as much as I can and scanning it for future videos and just for preservation and for sharing. But there's just some of it that's just not coming up anywhere as hard as I look, and it's making me nuts.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts. I've been trying to find something myself. I I don't know if you saw a video I made a few weeks ago about Godzilla versus Destroya about this toy that I was traumatized by as a child. It was like a motion censored Godzilla toy. People keep saying like, oh, it's the 10-inch Trendmasters thing, and I looked at it like, that's not. I mean, that's probably what it is. I might be remembering wrong, but like, it's not how I remember it. Like,
it was released in America.
It must have been because we had it.
I'll find out. I'll be the man at the computer. Yeah, Trendmasters had one. Are you positive it was Godzilla and not like some Radio Shack knockoff?
I'm like 90. Now that you mentioned it, I'm like 99% sure. Like I remember I was very young when I last saw it, but I remember it looking like kind of like how he looks in Godzilla versus Biollante.
Okay.
But he had motion censored. His eyes light up red and he roared when you walk past it. It freaked me out as a kid. But like I can't find it anywhere. Like the only thing that comes close is that Trendmasters one.
Yeah, that's the only thing jumping to my mind, unless you're talking about the toilet paper dispenser that roars every time you take a square of toilet paper.
No. There was no toilet paper involved.
Darn.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I know, like off the top of my head, it sounds like it could be the Trendmasters.
Yeah, that's probably what it. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong because I remember it looking like more like how it was in the movie, but maybe that was just like my toddler brain at work. I don't know.
Now I'm going to obsess on this. You know that, right? Like when I get fed up with my own HUDs, I obsess with other people's HUDs. Like sometimes people will tell me they're looking for something, and then like 6 months later, I'll just hit them out of the blue, and they'll be like, "What?" Like they don't even remember.
Like I found it. Like what? What? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think like that's one of the things I actually really like about Godzilla merch in general is like you have to earn it. Like it's almost like a mystery or a scavenger hunt. Like you really gotta like you really gotta like do a little bit of research. It's not just going on some with new stuff. It's going onto a site and just pre-ordering. But with old stuff, with vintage stuff, like you actually have to like do a little bit of research and translation work and like I don't know. Maybe that
That's
makes it
too much work. I'll just leave that up to you,
Yeah.
and you can just send it to me later.
I think I like sleuthing. I think I like cracking the mysteries sometimes, and that's just really satisfying. And like the toy is the prize. Like, hey, I've got this toilet paper that roars at me every time I.
Godzilla's judging you when you
Yeah.
poop. Can you not?
Yeah.
Can you not, Godzilla?
And
Of all things that you could be
not to
doing.
show for my friends at Wikizilla, but one of my secrets is if you're searching for Godzilla stuff, you get a lot better results if you search in Japanese. And I have Wikizilla bookmarked and I look at their articles all the time, but I'm also just going there to nab their translations
Nice.
and just copy and paste the Japanese spelling of Godzilla or whoever into the search bars, and then it's like it's a whole new world just opens up for you. It's crazy.
Good to know. That's another tip for
Get surges of traffic. They better thank me for that.
all right, let me write this down. All right.
Yeah,
Search in Japanese. All right, cool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, hypothetical question for you.
Okay.
Your place catches on fire.
Oh God.
You got time to grab 5 things from your collection.
Okay.
What are they?
I'm gonna grab that Cyber Godzilla because there's just no replacing that. Ah man, I can't grab Godzilla Wars Jr. It's too big.
I mean, if you try hard enough and believe in yourself, you can.
Imagine the fire truck pulls up and I'm just wheeling out this giant Namco cabinet.
Like, come on, you gotta get out of here. I'm almost there.
Oh man, I wish everything was out right now too, so I can kind of look around and like figure it out. Like I would want to grab. I've got some really obscure Zone Fighter stuff. I fell into a Zone Fighter wormhole, and I have like some really cool vintage stuff, and I really love his car, the Mighty Liner. So I have a toy of the car. Maybe I'll grab that. I'm looking around like stuff is out because just out of force of habit.
You just gotta like imagine where everything was before you packed it away, and then just.
Oh, God, it's so sad. I'm totally like missing something cool. I have it's not much to look at, but I have the circuit board for the 93 Bompresto Godzilla arcade game. And that's another thing that it's like there's just no replacing that. So I guess I'd grab that. Just walk out with a circuit board.
Look, what is that? Don't ask questions.
Yeah, don't ask. It's a circuit board.
I don't judge you for your hobbies.
Honestly, I would probably just want to grab my binders, or because some of my favorite stuff is not a toy on a shelf, but just like things I put in binders, like advertisements. I like to collect ads like with Godzilla in them over the years, and I have a binder that's filled with ads, so I'd like grab that. Or some of the like obscure manga I was telling you about before, like I keep some of that in binders. And that would probably be like the easiest thing to grab and pull out without an issue.
Or other than something that you'd have to wheel out, because I mean I think that would be
Yeah. And then I would just grab I would grab something for Godzilla, and I guess I would grab the erasers were a real hard thing to come by, so I waited a long time for there's these little erasers, pencil erasers that are shaped like Godzilla and characters that I'd seen pictures of online, but I was never able to find for a long, long time. And then I finally got one auction, had just a big bulk of them. And so I got a lot of them at once that way. And probably those guys. Okay. So I could erase things. I could be like, I don't have a house anymore, but if you make a mistake, I can erase it.
There you go. That's the important thing.
Wish I could erase the mistake that burned my house down.
I was just trying to make that same joke. Anyone hyped for that Gigan apron?
like I should take a picture of that. Like just me outside holding in a robe, holding a circuit board, a handful of erasers. This is what I chose. Like a binder.
Someone Photoshop that right now.
It's not a the answer. Yeah, I saw that gigantic apron. That was awesome.
Christmas is coming, y'all.
Yeah, for real. Like that's the kind of stuff I wish they would do more of. Like just stupid, like random things like that. Like I have a oven mitt of Shin Godzilla or Kamata Kun, and it's just like it's a stupid oven mitt, but it's just so fun to play with.
That's you have such fun stuff. I sure wish we could see it.
I know. Oh man, I wish I could see it.
Moving is a pain in the butt.
It is. This is like, what is this, the third time I've done it since I started the channel? Somebody out there is keeping track. I'm not. I lost count. Such a pain.
Acno asks, what about Bandai, Godzilla, Rodan, and Jet Jaguar?
What about him?
What about him, Acno? I think I have all those actually. I think I have Jet Jaguar. Yeah. Or is that Playmates? No. I have Playmates. I don't have Bandai. Never mind. Shut up.
I have a couple of Playmates. I got like the Skullcrawler and the Warbat. Things that I didn't think they would ever make a soft vinyl of, so I could use them on my show.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in like this mad rush to get them. I do this a lot. Like I gotta get it for my channel, and then I get it, and then it's like I sit on it for months and months and months before it finally appears on the channel.
Yeah. Same with me, except for making things appear on my channel. They just kind of sit in my corner.
That little corner pile that's gonna grow and grow.
Yeah. It's gonna start breathing soon. Yeah.
But there's,
So
there's a lot of stuff I don't collect, and that's like the more expensive stuff. Like I don't really collect X Plus. I don't have any D4Reals. I don't. No, I have one D4Reel. I have the Serizawa.
Okay.
But you know, I got a lot of the SH Monster Arts when they first came out, so I wasn't paying like the secondhand market markups for those. So I've seen, like, you can look at my room that's just cluttered with stuff, but then you can see another collector's room that's just a shelf of X Plus, and he probably spent more than I did, or she probably spent more than I did.
Oh, we got Ralph and Shama in the house. What's up? No offense, MIB, but I prefer your videos on the obscure kitsch overexpand. I can't read. Overexposed fan phase, as that Bagon crossover was a harsh sit, and the fans getting a Bagon and Godziban is pure injustice, in my opinion.
No offense taken. I prefer making the videos on the obscure stuff. I really got to balance that out though, because I won't lie, like those videos just don't perform as well, except for some rare exceptions. And like there's like you could tell what's going to perform well, and it's a lot of nostalgia stuff. People like to watch videos about what they already know. But especially comic related stuff, like this obscure manga I'm digging out that I keep telling you about. Like I'm so excited to make that video, and Shohama and
Shoma
will probably like that video, but it will bomb. I'll tell you right now, it will not perform well.
But on the bright side, you gave this world the greatest Godzilla kaiju foes of them all, the Rolling Stones.
Okay. I sing a song from the Stones, but I don't want to get you hit with a copyright.
Yeah, no,
because
that's
my
not.
voice is so right there. Like I could do the perfect Mick Jagger, and the bots will think it's the real thing.
Probably.
It's a lie.
That's
That's a total lie.
Alrighty then.
Also, though, check out sites like Etsy. Everyone overlooks Etsy. Not just for legit vintage licensed stuff, but fan-made stuff. That's really good. Like, I have this Jet Jaguar pillow buddy that every time I put in a video, people are like, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that? And it was like somebody made it on Etsy and I just bought it. Like I don't it's not official, but it looks awesome. So yeah, don't sleep on Etsy.
Yeah, all right. So
I thought of that because the Pillow Buddy's actually out. It's the one thing I looked around the room and I saw him and I'm like, oh, gotta bring that guy up.
yep. So, is there anything in your collection that you regret buying? Have you ever sold anything or given anything away?
I've sold some stuff. I did before I said I didn't have any X pluses. I used to. I had X plus Varan and Kumanga, and I bought them only because I wanted them on the Monster Island Buddies show, and there was like no soft vinyls for them that were coming up cheap. So I bought them and I used them on the show for a bit, and then I resold them later on. Regrets. Anything I regret getting? I really do like Trendmasters, but I probably bought a few more than I need. Because those guys could add up fast.
Indeed.
No, nothing. Maybe just some soft vinyl guys. Like it's again like I buy soft vinyls usually to put on the show, on the Monster Island Buddies show. So I'll get excited for characters like, oh, Mirror Man, or oh, Reptilicus. And then like I buy them before I think about how they're gonna be on the show, and they wind up sitting on my shelf taking up space for years before they finally get on the show. And it's like, maybe I didn't need to hurry on Mirror Man. Maybe there was no urgency in getting Mirror Man or, similar.
Yeah. I think a lot of collectors kind of fall into that trap. Like, oh, I have to get this now, and then they ends up sitting in the corner, like because you don't have any shelf space, and then.
Well, what I hate now, and this goes beyond Godzilla. This is just toy collecting in general. What I hate now is that you get like these pre-order alerts for something that's going to come out in a year, and you have to decide like that moment. You have like that day to decide: am I going to want this in a year? Because if you don't, if you like stall, the pre-order will sell out, and that'll be it. That was your chance. And then a year later, it comes out finally, and it's like now it's twice as much on eBay or the secondhand market. Now it's 3 times as much. So I really like that's my least favorite part of this whole thing. I hate this whole pre-order. You have 5 minutes to decide if you want this thing nonsense based on a picture that's like not even the final picture.
Yeah, and then more often than not, it comes to when you actually finally get the figure, it's like crappy.
Yeah. I mean, especially something like SH Monster Arts. It could be really hit or miss. Like I really like a lot of them, but sometimes they miss the mark a little bit. And what are you gonna do? Now you have a Ghidorah with a broken wing right out of the box, like I have.
Oh no, that sucks. And I've heard the FH Monster Arts Godzilla Ultima, the tail like broke or something.
Yeah, I've heard. I don't have that one, but I've heard horror stories about it.
Like, yeah, I pre-ordered one. I never got mine. Like, other people got theirs. I never got mine. I don't know what happened with that, but that's another thing for another day. Anyway. All right. We got a question from Jonathan Salazar. Hey, MIB, one of the most interesting Godzilla manga I looked at is at this manga adaptation of Godzilla 2000, as it really has interesting changes from the film. Have you ever seen it in some way?
Yes, I did. I have that one. I really enjoy how they approach Orga and the entities that make up Orga, and there's some really cool art in that one. So yeah, that is a good one.
Maybe I should get my hand on that because Godzilla 2000 is my favorite Godzilla movie.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like as of today, and this can change tomorrow, but as of today, getting these unless it's like the really old manga, like getting Heisei era manga is like not too expensive or crazy if you're buying from Amazon Japan or Yahoo Japan, Yahoo Auction Japan, etc. There you go.
There you go. All right. So what would be like, I think you probably already answered this already, but like what's the cheapest thing you bought and what's the most expensive thing you bought?
The most expensive thing is gonna be that Cyber Godzilla. I don't even want to say what I put down for that.
Fair enough.
Went and canceled a lot of pre-orders to afford that guy.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
a once in a lifetime chance. I couldn't miss it. The cheapest thing is probably like a pin, like something from Japan, and it was probably like a pin or pencil with like maybe a little Godzilla at the end of it. Like actually, the cheapest things I probably have. I used to go to G Fest, and they don't do this much anymore, but they used to have like the bin of like ultra soft vinyls and ultra monsters that were like $1 each. And they just had like scuffed paint, and maybe they're missing a leg or an arm. I used to raid those bins like crazy.
Oh my goodness.
So it's probably like $1 ultra toy that I have in my drawer.
Probably. It's missing a head.
Yeah, give me that stuff. Like, give me the stuff that's so cheap it's not even worth the cost of shipping it. Like, that's the stuff I go to G Fest for.
So how do you make room for all your stuff? Like when you had your stuff all set up, like you had it all set up so nicely, like what was your strategy for making it, look good and still have space for everything?
Well, I used to have books on my bookshelves.
Well, that's a thing.
And then over time, they became toy shelves. Like at a time. Definitely got to rotate things around. Like not everything could be out at once, unfortunately. But I do have tricks. I tweeted this once a while ago, but I like to buy these. They're called risers. They're made of acrylic, and you could like put an acrylic riser on your shelf and kind of run a Godzilla's tail under it, and then put another toy over it. So you get a little more shelf space that way. Because these Godzillas and their tails, man, they just take up a whole shelf, like 2 Godzillas. The whole shelf is gone. So I used to buy like a lot of risers or like acrylic column type things that are they're multi-purpose. Like some people buy them for their nail polish, but you could also buy them for like little knickknacks and toys. So that's kind of been my secret. But like I'm always meddling and rearranging. Like if you watch 2 of my videos in a row where you can see my collection, like it won't be exactly the same because I'm constantly moving things around. It's like never done. It's never perfect.
The worst thing for having a large collection, dust cleaning.
Yeah, there's that too.
Oy vey. That's like, you gotta move everything and then you gotta dust everything. It's a whole thing.
It's a little better with the IKEA towers I have and like the glass displays that, are not exposed all day so the dust isn't gathering. But on the bookshelves where there are toys, like, yeah, it's like one day later and it's like a thick layer of dust.
Oh,
It's the worst.
gotta get an air filter, man.
I know. And I have like very sensitive allergies too. So,
Yeah, definitely get an air filter.
like
Oy
even
vey.
reading the word dust just there like made my nose close up.
Oh my goodness. You're traumatized by the word dust.
No, don't say it. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's your trigger word. I'm sorry.
The worst thing for me too is like, especially with the IKEA towers, like if you try to set up something that doesn't stand well, and then it falls like down to the next level, and it knocks something over that falls down to the next level, and it just becomes this domino effect.
Oh no.
Just everything falling at once.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's when I scream profanities that I won't repeat here.
Yeah,
Oh, you Mickey Ficky toys!
like, oh darn gosh darn you, dag nabbit, fiddlesticks. We like to keep things family friendly here on Chill with Kaiju Kim, so that's how we're doing it. All right, so you kind of answered this already at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So you've built your channel around all the cool stuff you have. So I guess it's safe to say if it wasn't for your channel, you wouldn't have such a huge collection.
Yeah, it's definitely related. They definitely feed each other. Um, right now I'm at a point when I'm like I've actually really slowed down on purchases and stuff because I'm just so backlogged. Like I have enough stuff. If I just stopped buying things today, I have enough stuff to last years on the channel. um, just like dumb little things. Like, hey, this I could do a whole video on this Godzilla 1998 color form playset. Like, I could find enough jokes to stretch that out for 10 minutes. Or like, I barely touched on a lot of my board games and things. So yeah, I definitely like buy things with like either thinking, does it speak to me? Like, do I want that for me? And also, oh, would that be good material for the channel? And yeah, things got a little out of hand, and now there's a lot of things that would be good for the channel, so I had to pump the brakes.
uh, yeah, that's
No, but what's encouraging is that like the playtime videos, the ones where I showed like the toys and stuff from the collection, have like they're like the like I'm really glad that viewers are into those videos. Like they're some of my best performing stuff. They do better than the skit show now, which is great because they're easier to make, but also but also I legitimately really love like I'm like a kid. I'm like, Mom, Dad, you gotta look at this. Look at what this thing does. Look what this does. You can shoot a cord.
look at all the cool toys I got, Mom.
Yeah, but like you guys are the mom in the allegory. So I really do like love showing things like look what this cool thing could do. Did you know they made this? That's crazy.
It's an excuse to play with toys.
Yeah, which like I never grew out of.
And that's okay. You're
Right?
you're actually getting paid to play with toys.
Oh, what a dream.
Living the dream. That's a dream job right there.
uh, yeah, I just like I really love cool things and sharing cool things because like my friends in my real life, people I see in person, like they're not like Godzilla people, so they don't get excited the way I get excited. They like to come in the room and be like, oh, that's really cool, but like they don't care if the Godzilla roars when you take a square of toilet paper. So I gotta go to YouTube to get people excited for that.
Yeah, that's one of the beautiful things about the internet. You find people that are into the same weird crap that you are.
Yeah, for sure. And that's like the best. I don't want to shill for G Fest, but like any kind of convention or whatever, where like you and I can run into each other, or just walk out of our hotel room and run into like hordes of like-minded people. Like that's the best part about it. It's just like again going back to community. Like it's always my favorite part. So if I can make a community about people that are excited about color forms or toilet paper, I keep going back to the toilet paper.
Are you sure that's not going to be one of the 5 things that you're going to grab if when your place gets on fire? Just the toilet paper, because you mentioned it quite a bit.
It totally is now.
All right, I need someone to either draw me a picture of I might be outside his burning apartment with Godzilla toilet paper, his Cyber Godzilla.
Circuit board, binder, pencil erasers, and toilet paper.
Yes.
All my prototypes burnt. All my video games burnt.
Just the toilet paper survived. That's the important thing. Oh my goodness gracious.
Excuse me.
Oh my goodness. All right, so before we before we I can't.
No, but this is my favorite part. Like I love like laughing like this. This is the greatest.
It's great. Sometimes the internet can be a wonderful place.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Yeah. every once in a while, you come across some funny people.
Yeah.
All right, so before we wrap up our nice discussion in some Godzilla toilet paper,
I can go on for hours about that, but go ahead. You put in a double-A battery, and then what?
Do you have any final tips for anyone who is just getting started with their collection?
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways you can go about it. You can kind of window shop, which I like to do. Just go I go on these sites all the time with no intention to purchase, just to like window shop. I have a lot of fun with that. Or if you're looking for something specific, then do some research. Um, Definitely Google in the Japanese language and just be patient. You know, it's like I don't know why this analogy popped in my head because I am not a hunter, but like it's like hunting where you gotta sit still and wait for the deer. I couldn't kill a fly, but there I am giving a hunting analogy.
I could kill a fly.
Yeah.
Don't mess
I hate crickets, but yeah, it just wait for your time, wait for your moment, be patient, find out where that thing will appear, and then just plant yourself there and check it periodically, and it will appear.
just
One
just
day.
just hope and believe, do
Yeah.
do a rain dance or something,
Might
and
not like the
pray.
price.
And pray to whatever God you believe in. And
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And network, like I said before, just like meet the right people. A lot of them are great people. Some of them you're not gonna love, but you're just gonna have to play nice with and help each other out. But if you be respectful at the very least, you can network and form some connections. And I think like there's some stuff that's just like very highly unlikely. Um, but I think if it's something that's within the realm of um, what's the word I'm looking for here? If it's something practical, I think you can find it if you know where to look and if you're patient.
all right. So if like I said earlier, I'm just gonna have patiently wait for you to send me all of your stuff. And yeah, I'll
You're
be
gonna
I'll
have
be
all
set.
the listeners just waiting on me
Mhm.
waiting on me
I'll
to
continue to be friends with it. Like, hey, how you doing, buddy? You good? Yeah, how's that stuff coming? Yeah, you
I'm
got
gonna be
some of that
buried.
toilet paper? Yeah.
I'm gonna be buried with some of these things. Around my grave. Doing my cyber Godzilla.
We got a comment from Jonathan Salazar. Collecting is like a treasure hunt. You search high and low to find what you want, but also find it for the price that works for you, the condition it is in, and make sure that it isn't a ripoff.
Yeah,
Indeed.
absolutely. And another thing that I'm gonna add to that I didn't say earlier is like I'm not like there are collectors who are really into pristine condition, and they have displays that put mine to shame. They look like museums, but I'm not crazy. Like I'm not super um picky about condition most of the time. So that's another way I've saved a lot of money. Is I've gotten things incomplete or scuffed or out of box, a lot of stuff out of box, and that's fine with me because I know it's just going to go on a display, and I don't really care about the box anyway. So
Yeah.
so that's another thing. Like I am not like super duper picky about condition.
Yeah, neither am I really. I mean, as long as it looks cool. Like I have a Final Wars Gigan over there that's missing the tip of his tail. So yeah, I don't really.
Yeah.
I'm not picky about condition either.
No, like and that little thing could save you so much money.
Yeah, like my husband got it at that other thrift store a few years back, like before
Wow,
we got married. But yeah,
that's a
uh,
good thrift find.
yeah. Doomzilla, patience is a virtue indeed.
Absolutely. Patience and persistence. Like you have
Patience and
to
persistence.
you
Yes.
have to put some work in. Like you can't if you're big game hunting, there I am with another hunting analogy. You
Hunting for toilet paper. Yes.
yeah, you can't just like go do a search, do a round on some sites and expect something to be there and then it's not there and be like, "Oh, I can't find it." Like you have to wait and you have to keep checking.
Yep. Got to make a almost second job out of it that you're
Yeah,
not getting paid for.
sure. I know. Like some people go on their phone and play Words with Friends or talk to friends. I window shop Godzilla toys. I'm a loser, is what I'm trying to say.
We're all losers here.
I don't know. It's just so interesting to me. It's just a weird random thing. Like whenever I take a step back, And it's like, what a weird and random thing to be so interested and addicted to, but here I am.
Well, maybe now if you're gonna, maybe take a step. Wow, I can't talk. Take a step back from it for a little bit. Maybe go outside and touch some grass. Yeah.
What is that? What even is that? Grass?
Yeah, I don't. I think it's just green, wet stuff outside. I've heard whispers about it.
Oh, see, this is why I have to take like so many vitamin D gummies a day because I'm just not getting it from the sun.
Alrighty, we've had a good time here tonight, but before we wrap things up, not that anyone doesn't know who you are or where to find your stuff, but I always like to give my guests a couple minutes at the end of the show to plug their stuff and tell everyone where they can find your stuff. And your work.
I'm everywhere lately, but my YouTube channel is my thing. Monster Island Buddies. I made it that you could just go to monsterislandbuddies.com and it'll take you right there. And we talked about proxy services a lot, and most of you probably know, like if you watch my stuff, you know that one of my biggest sponsors is Buy.jp, and they're a fine proxy service. I really do use them a lot, but we also have an affiliate program, so if you do happen to use them through my link, it does help my channel. Like it supports me and what I do, so consider that. But use whatever you want.
Alrighty. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. It has been an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you. No, this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it.
This was fun. All right. And to you watching at home, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me and my fantastic guest. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the stream if you had a good time here tonight. And be sure to tune in next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Chill with Kaiju Kim. Thanks for watching. See you next time.